To further amplify, okay, to continue what had already started, I said something about you have the Six of Cups that stems back to childhood or past life generations. You have that was clarified by the Empress in reverse. So that I said something about a mother figure not fundamentally attending to her motherly duties, but she could have paid more attention or taken more precedence in her wifely duties. And then I also touched on the second obstacle was the Knight of Cups is in the upright, but the Chariot is in reverse. It's like now I hear the song Foolish, but that's talking about a love relationship. So that could correlate with the Empress being in reverse. And but for you, how all this impacted you. 2 seconds. How all this impacted you, so to speak, was the person or the parental figures, they knew how to manipulate you. They pulled on your heartstrings, could have made you feel guilty, held you back from your spiritual evolution. That has a lot to do with like how things go during like the years of puberty, when you have those extreme highs, extreme lows. No. Extreme highs, extreme lows, so to speak, and your parents just they've been through that already, so they're older. You are your parent. You can never really outsmart a parental figure. So all this was premeditated. It feels like it was premeditated to keep you stuck, to keep you handicapped. I mean, an Empress in reverse don't know how to do anything but keep somebody stuck or keep them holding on to her. So that could have been an environmental attitude for you, or it could be a father figure too that's an Empress in reverse. It depends. But it's a parental figure in reverse. And they're held back by fear, insecurities, codependencies, controlling issues, and as far back as you can remember, that's what you saw in your environmental attitude. So you could have went on to attract friends, lovers, and other acquaintances or workspaces that you gravitate to. Excuse me. Or you could gravitate to workspaces that you hold on to for dear life for no apparent reason other than you're comfortable with the familiar, even if you know that it's toxic. What the aim is the Three of Swords. That's rejection. That deals a lot with heartbreak, and it goes back to what I said about emotions trapped in the organs. Okay, you could have been married or divorced, married and divorced, or death could have did you apart. You could be a widow. It could be 3 significant relationships in your life, 3 mother figures significant in your life, whether they passed away or abandoned you. Regardless of who it is, whether you were married and divorced or deaf or a widow, or this is 3 parental figures that didn't show up for you, for the mother figure that they supposed to be. That's clarified by the Justice card. You're now balancing out those scales. You're balancing out those traumas. Now it's your turn to be in the driver's seat, to be a parental figure, to be a spouse, to be in charge, to be responsible for other people, so to speak. The main concern, the heart of the matter is that you work hard on yourself, your wealth, your health, mental, physical, spiritual, emotional. You work hard on yourself. This is the Knight of Pentacles, which takes a while. It's not an overnight process. And you're showing up to clarify that is the Queen of Pentacles. So that's who you're likely to have become. Or that could be where you're at now at this point. So you could look like you're in immaculate shape. You could not look your age. You can have financial stability. Regardless of what tax bracket you're in, you are in a stable position for your circumstances. What you're leaving in the past, 4 of Wands, that is family and friends, celebration, but it's also lovers is clarifying that. So that represents 2 different scenarios. Your family dynamic, what was considered unstable for you, or all the contradictions that you found that and how they impacted you through your own through your own spiritual journey. You realize all the things that you were surrounded by, even if you didn't judge them per se. You see the actions, the impact of their actions and decision making, that the psyche of the people that partook in raising you up. They didn't fundamentally raise you up. You were left to survive, is what I'm getting. and you're dealing with that heartbreak, that massive, that rejection with the Three of Swords. I think you're handling it relatively beautifully, or you're setting the stage on how it should be handled in a more mature fashion. And the Lovers represents North Node, South Node, authenticity, true to yourself, or just past lovers, past relationships, former marriages, former spouses. All of it is left behind. And for what? You're showing up as the magician. It's like I can manifest my own greatness. According to, it's almost like everything that was considered like a curse or considered a negative thing at one time. I feel like you use it, you weaponize it against anybody who comes in to try to agitate failure, who tries to agitate failure for you. So if they know something about your past, or if you reveal something about your upbringings, nobody can manipulate it as a crack. Anybody who tries to treat it like it's a crack in your foundation, nah, you showing up as the Queen of Pentacles. That's clarified by the Knight of Pentacles. It means you took your time and built that solid foundation. So now you can slap the shit out somebody who would ever try to come in and approach you, whether it be a friend, a lover, or a family member. You can slap the shit out of it. You can weaponize it against them. It's like if you look at the magician, they have the wand, the pentacle, the cup, and the sword. So all your bruises, anything that you've been through that it was meant to be psychologically damaging, spiritually damaging, emotionally, mentally damaging, can't nobody, like Lil Wayne featuring DMX, can't nobody. Listen to the lyrics, listen to what he's saying in that song. Can't nobody come in and tell you or use that against you and try to tell you your mental is this or your emotional state is that. With the Eight of Swords being in reverse, it's clarified. You're not in that double energy. You're not on that shit, all right? That part, like I said, okay? And I feel like where you're at now, whoever this is resonating to, if your friends listen to this, or if you're listening to this, you can by now tell who's in your personal life, who's trying to get in where they fit in. They know they don't fit in. They tried it, it backfired, they look stupid. They're embarrassed. They didn't expect you to bounce back from that. And that goes to show you how manipulative and tricky and creepy people can be when they try to agitate your past traumas so they can come in. Those are agents of the devil. Those are creepy, insecure, egotistical, whatever you want to call it. They're just stupid people. Because they wouldn't dare. They'd be ready to shoot, peer on somebody if somebody came at their children like that. But they soft. You let them know they're soft. Okay? So how you feeling about yourself? You have the King of Pentacles. This you taking accountability. I don't need no shooter. I'm going to shoot for me and mine kind of thing. You decided to take matters into your own hands. The King of Pentacles is masculine energy, taking accountability, and that's clarified by the Fool's card. So it's like on this cruise ship, on this love boat, I don't know why I heard that. I was reading something where it's a particular chapter where the woman is talking about being liberated from her parents. Even though her parents are free-spirited, she convinced them to let her go study abroad in a Middle Eastern country without them. But they agreed to it, but they sent one of her siblings with her, to make sure she's safe. You know what I mean? But it was ironic to her that her parents are free-spirited, but super protective of her. So I feel like now you done took matters into your own hands without a parental figure or without an additional parental figure. If you're grown with children, you went ahead without an additional, that other parental figure. Regardless of how they feel, you went ahead with your life. Okay? So then how the environmental attitude is the Queen of Pentacles. Again, I'm using two different decks. So the Queen and King of Pentacles is here twice. The environmental attitude is the Queen of Pentacles. That receptive energy. You're stable. You're in great health. You're fertile. Okay? It's clarified by the Knight of Wands in reverse. The Knight of Wands in reverse is a hothead, short-tempered, You know, you're stopping somebody at the door. You too, first of all, if you're a Queen of Pentacles, you're too stubborn, too stable, too fixed in your energy, too grounded, like those cards I showed earlier in the first half of the video, which I didn't mean for the video to stop like that in half, but that's okay. The Queen of Pentacles is stopping the gens, like a professional gen slayer. Like you're spiritually intact with the Queen of Pentacles. Like your mental is intact. So anybody who's trying to come in, the fastest moving knight in the deck, what they call it, the Knight of Wands. Okay. I feel like you stop them with scripture from the Holy Book. Stops them right at the door. Anybody who's trying to come in to attack your mental. And I feel like it's becoming more clever, more strategic, more wittier. Like the devil is very intelligent. You cannot take that from him. You dig what I'm saying? So if he's bringing like church members to you, he's bringing people with nice manners to you, it don't mean they have nice intentions, is what I'm trying to say. And you stop that right at the door. They thought they had it in the bag. So your hopes and fears is your Two of Pentacles. Is the Two of Pentacles. So what did I say that was? That was balancing spirituality and practicality. That could be balancing two businesses. And it's clarified by the Two of Wands in reverse. The Two of Wands in reverse is like stumped for direction. It's like accomplishing, when the Two of Wands is in the upright, that could represent, yeah, I've met all my goals, but I'm still not satisfied. I'm searching for more. Okay. And your Two of Pentacles is, if it's clarifying your Two of Pentacles, that's like juggling, balancing all your accountabilities. Okay. So that's balancing you and your business, your family life and your business life. And you like, I don't have to look further is what I'm getting from that. Is I don't have to, if you look on the picture, it's like she's looking out for something bigger on her quest. Like, I feel like you and your North Node could be in Gemini or something like that. You and your North Node could be like, I found solace, I found stability, I found what I need in the direction that I'm going, even if I have other stops to make to accomplish everything that I'm working at. I feel like this is it for me. That's where you at. And the final outcome is the Five of Swords, clarified by the King of Pentacles. She will always be the dark witch, the bully, the mouth almighty, the master manipulator. I mean, the mental oppressor is how I mean it. And that's clarified by the King of Pentacles. Look at the straight and narrow path this person is on. And she look fly while she's doing it. But that's how God beautifies you when you recite what you're supposed to recite, which is his truth. So I feel like so much of it, for the love of God, hold on. So much of your stability started at a very young age. Like the common sense, the innate wisdom, the knowledge to know the truth, because you know with the direction, you could have known since you were a child that you were meant to be, you were otherworldly or meant to travel the world, or just things that are out of this world. You understand things at a different velocity, at a spiritual velocity, a higher velocity. It's more than just what we see tangibly. You dig? And you weren't around the right people, but they knew that you were different enough where they were benefiting from you. They were energy harvesting off of you ever since you were a kid. So when you outwitted the devil, meaning outwitted his agents, outwitted him, and you move forward regardless of what nice things they have to say to keep you there. It's like a script. It almost feels like somebody's rehearsing certain things to pull on your heartstrings to get a certain reaction, like they had a key in your back at one time to get you to say and do what they wanted you to do, or saying things to get you to react a certain way, which is very heavy on the heart. I can see how you have hypertension or be at risk at hypertension if you don't get on top of it, or it's good that you move in the way that you do to prevent that kind of thing from happening, because you now realize people were counting you out. Like they just want to take what they take from you and bleed you dry. Maybe they think they're going to live forever. Like What is the devil teaching these people? Like it's like you're not even around human beings no more. It's almost like you're around people who are more jinn than they are human. So you showing up as a king of pentacles, that's taking accountability to a 5. You know how I feel about that. What the fuck is a 5 to a king? What is this petty ass gossip? What is it? So what? You said a nice word with ill intentions backed up by it. With the 5 of Swords, like you look negative. You sound negative. Just because you may have been like so modest and shy that you didn't even feel like you should be cussing them out about it. You just quietly moved away because you respect yourself. Because you realize with the King of Pentacles, love overrules rage, hate, anger, envy, animosity, hostility, all that aggression, that physical aggression. You may feel like doing that at times, but your love and your class, your eloquent speech, something with eloquent speech and your grace, you being you have, raised yourself to be, regardless of not having the right mother figure or parental figure in general in your upbringings. You have raised yourself to be a leader with the King of Pentacles. You have. In spite of not having what you deserve, what everybody deserves. Especially as children, we don't ask to come here. We're born into the families. We don't pick the families we're born into. We pick our friends, but we don't pick our parents. We don't pick the family, the generational curses, the drama that comes with that particular family. We don't have no control over that. But you saw it in your own unique way. So everything that everybody cursed you out about for being so different about was the remedy that was needed to heal the family. It's too late for some. Some could already be deceased, or some could be sick or just stubborn. But they feel, I know they're pretty embarrassed because they're defeated with the 5 of Swords. They're defeated. You defeated them at their own narcissistic brew, with their own personality disorders. I see borderline personality disorders. You stop attracting people that's so much like your family. You stop going with what's familiar. Smart. Man or woman, whoever you are, you're very smart. You don't let nobody box you in with the 8 of Swords in reverse. And that's clarifying the Magician. You already have the knowledge, the wits, the talent, the creativity. You have the esteem. You have the heart to do it. You dig? You have the heart to say it. So you can never be in that negative mindset or that mental imprison. You're not letting anybody, like what they say, like how they say, box you in and they coming at you from all angles. That's not the case. That's not the case anymore. You release the petals. Death and rebirth, shedding, all change. Everything's different about you. All gold, everything. I don't have rights to anybody's music, but it's beautiful to see that you did this without them. Without you. This is a whole family tree of bullshit right here that's keeping everybody stuck because they're scared. They cursed you. You can talk with your mouth and create a spell on somebody. That's why they call the tongue the double-edged sword. You can curse somebody as well as uplift somebody with that tongue. And so much negativity, like how are you parental figures? Empress deserve to be in reverse. How are you a parental figure raining on a child or dumping on somebody who looked up to you? What kind of fucking leader are you? What's all that what they say you in your second childhood? Like, fuck all that. Did your balls forget to drop? Like, did they fall off? Like, what happened to you? That's lame. And 9 times out of 10, the 3 of Swords, it wasn't even your parents that did it. It was people who your parents trusted. Or it could still be your parents too. Who knows? I feel like there's so many people that were spiritually broken. That's why you didn't judge them. There's like a lot of innate wisdom that come in your actions. You didn't judge the Empress in reverse or the Empresses, the parental figures that were in reverse. Somebody could have cursed your sacral chakra. They meant for you to have miscarriage after miscarriage after miscarriage because they didn't want you to be abundant. or they meant for you to turn out like them. If they're teaching you to be like that, they were hoping you catch the wave, or you catch their wave, their turbulence. You smart. With the lovers here, the lovers don't just represent choices in love. The Rebra is, I feel like that's secondary to what the lovers truly represent, because this is a major arcana. Saying that this is North Node versus South Node. So I guess in that essence, you can pick a lover based off of you being in your North Node or your South Node. It can mean that. It don't always mean a player. This is you true to yourself. Very true to yourself. Like, this is Gemini energy. And so is the Magician. That's Mercury energy, Virgo energy. Smart. You're real smart. And they didn't want you to know that you was that smart. They knew you was smart like that. But they didn't want you to know you was that kind of intelligent. But you knew anyway. Because now that they sit back and they have time to think about with the Three of Swords and the Justice, they know. If you look at her, she's peeling back the layers. She's doing what she's taking accountability for herself. This is Libra energy. Justice. You don't have to have a lawyer to establish justice. You don't have to. You don't have to be one either. You can. If you take it serious enough, that would be awesome. We could use a lot more attorneys. You know, that stand for the right thing. Not the crooked ones. I don't judge anybody, but I'm just saying. They know that it's justice for you. They wanted people to see you in this darker light. Like they was hoping with that Five of Swords that they cast enough spells on you with their double-edged sword, meaning their tongue, that people wouldn't see you for the purity and the rarity that you are, and it's too late. It's like they wanted that heartbreak to be so heavy that it caused hypertension. Hence, generational curses. What you think that's going to do to her children? Cause more hypertension, because it's unnatural to be without your mom. That could be why you was without yours. Too many curses, too many hexes. Or your father. People don't bounce back all that great from not having a father neither, but I can name a lot of people who didn't have a father figure and are global superstars. Justice. They took that heartbreak and they manifested greatness. They didn't let anybody box them in about it. Oh, your father was never there, or your mother was never there. How are you going to go on and if you don't have what you need? You know, people agitate failure all the time. That's because they're epic fails in their own right. They probably died in this mental imprisonment for what they did. They died in a mental imprisonment they meant for you, is what I mean. But, you know, after I laid out all the cards, what was on the bottom of each deck, the clarifier was the Ace of Pentacles. And the other deck was the Two of Cups. Two of Cups. What I take from that is your one-on-one friendship with the Most High is what got you through all of this. And you started very young, or you're starting now. Or it could be an emotional blockage where something happened to you at a young enough age and you got to start from there. It doesn't matter. You know, alhamdulillah, you're starting somewhere. That's what this reading is supposed to teach you. It's like your best friend was the one that don't forsake you every single time. And that's the friendship you worked on. That's the one you balance the scales with. Right, wrong, or indifferent. And nobody said you ain't gonna never make mistakes. That's not human. You always make mistakes. We all Adam and Eve's children. So I got 3 crystals. This one. It's called pink fluorite. It's about guidance, ease, and comfort. It's about rainbow obsidian. This is about hope, depth, and evolution. And you got cacoexonite. I always pronounce this one weird. It's about interconnection, ascension, and attunement. You dig? This one is like, this is about mending the pieces of the soul, reintegrating its fragments to make you whole again. And sometimes we get lost along our journeys, and this is a stone that assists us in coming back home to our true self. You know, staying present inside your body, acknowledging and accepting each moment as it is, and detaching yourself from the outcomes are helpful practices amplified by using this crystal. This crystal, this is the energy that a crystal carry. If you're a person who's not into crystals, I use these as a way to peel back layers to get to the root of the problem. That's what it does for me. The stones, it helps ease despair. It gives you a surge of comfort and confidence that you have what it takes to make it through life's challenges. You can have your Mercury could be in Pisces, with your rainbow obsidian. You know, you got to realize with darkness, there's always light. And this is about gentleness. It's showing you unhealed matters of the heart and bringing hidden wounds to the surface for ultimate healing. And it takes you through a journey of evolution. It assists you with that kind of stuff. And it opens your heart and discovering your true purpose in your life. And it assists in cutting cords, which is a big thing in the message it is reading. And it teaches you how to forgive yourself and others in the process. You can have Libra and Saturn. It doesn't matter if you don't. And this, Keiko Exonite, I think. But it's about raising spiritual awareness and provide divine connection between God and mankind or humankind. Okay? It's about being aware. As if the first two cards I showed you is about getting grounded so you can listen to what God is trying to tell you. You can get the premonitions. If you look in the first half of the video, the first two cards I picked up is what this is talking about. You know, look at the challenges as lessons and wonder, what can I learn from this? You know, perspective is everything. And you're supposed to embrace positivity and choosing your thoughts. You are in control of choosing your thoughts and make that an everyday practice, and it becomes easier and easier. Your moon sign could be in Sagittarius, but doesn't have to be. So I hope this message, that's enough for right now, because it pulls a lot. It pulls a lot of energy and emotion, and you always want to stay calibrated so you can tell the truth accordingly. So I hope you liked it. I wish it wouldn't have got cut in half, but I hope you appreciate it. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time.